Hey, yo, it's Guido coming at you with a Tactics Talk. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate your support. It helps the channel keep going. I have a replay analysis for you here. We have Nitedog in his T-29 Tier 7 American heavy tank. He has loaded into mines, and he is bottom tier, but it's only a 2-tier battle, so he's got lots of things he can pen. Plus, the T-29 is fantastic against Tier 8s. It does just fine. He's carrying quite a bit of gold in there, so that will help him out as far as penning the big bad Tier 8 heavies, and he's carrying cola on this thing. He has loaded into the south spawn, and he's about to move out. Usually when I get these replays from people, and I'm going to do an analysis, it's typically a mediocre game or maybe a substandard or not even a very good game at all that I'll take a look at, and I'll try to help people find out where their mistakes are and give them a little bit of advice and talk about some things they can do both on the large meta scale as far as positioning and such on the map, and then even down to the individual tank maneuver side. This game, however, is actually a pretty fantastic game. He's going to ace the tank in this game. He's going to do around 3,000 damage and get 5 kills, which I knew going in because I had seen the results when I downloaded the replay. So I was expecting when I loaded in to see something fairly specific, and when I saw that he was on mines in his T-29, I kind of had an idea of where he went, and I thought I knew how this battle was going to go. However, it didn't go anywhere near how I thought it was going to go. So let's take a look at what Nitedog does in his T-29. And when he first started moving forward, I was pretty excited. I figured he'd be around E5, headed up the hill, using the hold down capability of the T-29 and the fantastic turret armor. Which you can see right away, that is not what he's doing in any way, shape, or form. So he's going to go head down here to this flank. So I'm thinking, oh, maybe he's going over to the island. But he kind of stops here, and now he's going to start looking at guys. And the other team captures the hill. So right off the bat, this is looking like a fairly campy game. I will say that Nitedog, I've looked at several of his replays. He is a very cautious, careful player, and that's all good. So let's see what happens from here on out. And his team is quite campy. In fact, it looks like most of them haven't even left the cap yet. Quite a few TDs in the back. He'll get a nice shot in there. Panther 2 really wants to get up the hill, and off he goes. So he ends up making it up the hill. You might have got another shot there, Nitedog, if you'd have moved forward. I don't think anyone's going to spot you here unless that Scorpion's really across, but you do have quite a few targets poking and prodding over here. And for the moment, shooting regular AP. So positioning-wise, bit of a bad shot there. You're probably expecting him to keep moving. Positioning-wise, I'm not that excited about this spot. However, I would say potentially had you gone to where your super Pershing is or up onto the towards the hill right there, you probably would have been taking quite a few hits because they really invested heavily right there. But I think you'd have been in pretty good shape anyway based on it being a T-29. But that's not what happened, so that is one thing I would change right off the bat if I could. But again, that's not what happened. What we're dealing with is you over here. Got a prototype behind you, Panther 2, a JP2. And now we are dealing with the Comet. Take a shot on him. And I'm going to zoom out from what Nitedog's doing because I want to show him something. He is very enamored of these two guys over here, so he's going to continue to work on these two sitting here in this spot. But you'll note that the Oni and the Panther 2 are poking and prodding up on the hill. And not once really does he ever kind of take a look at it. Now if he's looking at the mini-map and noting that the Panther 2 is kind of down in the low area here and not getting towards the edge, then that's not a bad thing. And he is working on the Comet and the Scorpion G over here in the corner. You can see that most of his team that's left is hanging out on the red line back here. Looks like the Scorpion G has moved up. There goes the E-25. He is the first contestant in a little game we're going to call Go Get Killed by the Scorpion G. So there he is. He's got a Comet friend. The Scorpion G does. Nitedog would really like the Scorpion G to come out so we can shoot him. But he's just sitting there. The E25 is not winning this fight. And he's done. Hey, look, we have the second contestant in a little game we call Who Can Get Killed by the Scorpion G. There he goes. Well, he's not quite as serious about it as the E25 was. Meandering just a little bit there. And if we look over here, we can tell that the Panther II is actually exposing himself up on the edge, shooting at the T25AT, and Nitedog would have had multiple shots. So you definitely need to zoom out a little bit, look at your mini-map perhaps a little bit more. I think you probably had a couple shots on that Panther II over there. It was very unlikely the comet was going to come out from under or out from around that rock. Oh, look at this. We have a third contestant, maybe. And who can get killed by the Scorpion G? Is the T-29? Yes, he is. The T-29 has decided to play the game. But he's not even as serious as the T-25AT was serious. He's just sort of sitting there. So things are kind of even. You can see in the northeast, the Tiger 1, Tiger 2, they have one over there, but the enemy team still has the hill. And our T-29 has gone over there. Nitedog just takes a stab there, hoping to kill the comet. And we've lost 3 tanks attempting to get into the corner and kill the Scorpion G. So at this point, really something different has to be done. I would say there, Nitedog, you probably need to start looking for a different way to win this game than sit at this corner. But what happens is he actually sits here for a little while longer. Tiger 1's going to come around and do some proxy lighting, which is what needs to be done. And once again, there's that Panther II, probably shootable. If you'd have just backed up, turned the turret, you may have had some shots on that guy and clean him off of that hill, because that definitely needed to be done. You can see their T-29 is up on their hill over there. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of their tanks spotted. That means there's 1 unaccounted for, and of course the 2 arty. And Nitedog clicks into the corner, trying to entice contestant number 4 into who can go get killed by the Scorpion G. But nobody wants to play that game. And now they're starting to clean up your guys that are over in the northeast. And once they get rid of that T-29, if they can, they're going to end up with map control. Now, heading over to this hill from where you are is obviously a problem, because the Comet and Scorpion G will probably see you. Comet makes a bit of a mistake right here and shoots you in the back. Fortunately, they actually kind of bail you out right here. Yep, come down the other side of that, see if you can get him. Oh, right on. The Scorpion actually is there, and he misses you. That's fortunate for you. Panther II, probably looking at you, trying to figure out how to get a shot. And now you've taken him out. And right now then, I would charge across here and try to get up the hill. The Oni has gone over to this side of the hill. The T-29 is back here. The other TD is probably hanging out up here potentially. Actually, the TD is probably up here. I would charge across here and get up that hill. Because what you want to do is you want to preserve the hit points on the prototype and the T-29. And right now you're not really in a position to support. If you come around the corner, potentially, but they're going to have to hang over the edge of the hill right there. So I think this is the right decision for now. And look at the Oni. He's a one-shot to you, or very close to a one-shot. And that's what I thought you were doing initially. There we go. So things are looking really good now. The T-29 just died. Oh, look at this. There's the arty. I think you had a shot there. If you'd have zoomed in, you may have had a shot, but he actually notices you, and then there's a shot and a track, no damage, which is supremely irritating. Notice how you moved forward, stopped, and then had to move forward again. I'd have moved forward enough that you didn't need to do that, so that you can have the whole field of view from left to right, so you can track that guy and follow him, but he's going to get away around the corner, and off that Crusader SP goes. And I'd have definitely taken that opportunity right there to head for that hill. It was time to get up there and take that Panther II out. You can see that then they are all swarming over your T-29 and prototype. The JP2 gets up on the hill, but I think he actually ends up losing that fight. How, I don't know. Looks like the Artie ended up getting him. There's the Panther 2. Take that shot. Just take it. And now we're headed over to the island. And I don't like this decision much at all. Now, if you're thinking that when I'm coming up this ramp right here, I could take aggro from Artie, that's absolutely true. But you needed to get up here and clear this Panther 2 off. He needed to go. So he's playing Spider Tank over there. And the Proto and the T-29 are in big trouble. And right now, you're not helping them. It's one thing to go chase Artie if you got the time or a fast tank, but you're kind of going almost as far away out of any kind of support as you possibly could, other than staying in the corner where you were. But remember, folks, I said it was a win. And he has 5 kills at the end of it, which means he's still got some work to do. Proto's still battling. He gets the 90B out. He's still fighting the T-29 and the Panther 2. T-29's up in the corner, 2%er. And then I thought, well, maybe you are going to cut across and start helping these guys. And then your friend died. At which point, it looks like you make a different decision. So this was interesting for me. You came all the way across the island, but you didn't go back to try to find the Artie. So now you're in between the tanks that are alive and the Artie. It kind of exposes. It's almost the worst spot you could go to, as far as I'm concerned. It's a pretty good shot right there. You end up putting it in, but it doesn't kill him, unfortunately. And your own Artie's going to lob one in. You can't hear it on the recording probably because I have the sound turned down, but about right there you could hear the Artie shell go over top of it. I don't know if I've ever heard that in the game actually, where it's been silent enough that I could hear the whistle. I've heard it whistle and come in when I'm the target, but not that far away from it. Went right over him. So now it's just the 2 of you. Got your Artie, which is good. He just helped you out. You've got to track down a Panther 2, a T-29, and a Crusader SP. You just got spotted. You'll be expecting to take a shot here. There's one. And 2. And now he's going to try to track down that Panther 2. Where is that guy? Oh, geez. Got an Artie. Bam. And that's a bummer. That's kind of what I was talking about now that you're in between the 2. You got the Crusader SP right there and the Panther 2. And for some strange reason, that Panther 2 decides it's the best idea just to charge at you, which is going to end up not being a great idea. I might have charged him and tried to ram him. It's possible he'd have got around you, but it turns out to be just fine what you do. And now he's just going to take hit after hit from this Crusader. Keep moving. Don't even stop. You're not reloaded. What you wanted to do was get up under that cliff as fast as possible. And if you cut left a little bit and make him worry about that rock he's hiding behind, that makes him have to come out and around it. Fix your driver. You'd have got out of his way faster if you'd have fixed your driver. You're barely moving. I think you take another hit in here, unfortunately. Yep, he just pops over and snaps one off. And Artie is absolutely ridiculous. It really is. And now we're going to go track him down. Looks like you fixed your driver now. We'll pop up here and take the Crusader SP. So, you know, at the end of the day, we're going to end up with 5 kills. Around 3,000 damage and a win and an ace tanker, which is all fantastic. But I would say that there was probably a lot better way to get there. We talked about a couple of the specific instances. Initial positioning, I think, was an issue. But as a careful player, that's certainly a spot you can go to, and I've seen people do good work there, and you did good work there. But I also believe there was probably some opportunities to be quite a bit more aggressive. after you were done in the corner, get up to the middle to the hill, clean off that Panther 2, and then you'd have had your way with the rest of them. As it was, you kind of drive over to the island and then get in between the enemy and the artillery. And it's a good thing that they weren't very spectacular, in addition to the T-29 being AFK there. But overall, good job. Just a couple things I think you could probably think about, and it is an interesting exercise of looking at what's really a good game, but trying to figure out what are some of the things within that good game that could have gone a lot better. Well, I hope you like what you saw. Make sure you subscribe if you did, and otherwise we will see you.